Hey everyone, it's Krystallee here. So go from monthly sex to weekly sex with your spouse. And you find that hard to believe right now, right? I mean, you guys are having monthly sex, maybe bi-monthly, maybe annually. You're experiencing a sexless marriage and you're frustrated. You feel lonely, feel depressed, and you feel like you can't get through this, that this will be the tonality, the dynamic in your marriage forever. Stick around for the next few minutes. Let me help you unpack this and tell you some amazing supportive steps that you can take to make this truly a weekly thing. And hey, more if you want. That's up to you. Let's not limit ourselves, right? So you've read The Sex-Starved Marriage, and you understand that there is issues and a problem between you and your partner, your husband or your wife, but you can't seem to resolve it. They're not willing to talk to you about it, and it ends up being an argument. Feelings get hurt, and it doesn't get resolved. You've tried to gain advice from other people who are experiencing the same thing, and yet that advice, it doesn't help. Their encouragement, their support, their acknowledgement of going through the same thing isn't helping you feel better about your situation. And maybe you've gone to do some therapy, counseling to work this out, but you haven't made those monumental strides that you need to, so this would be not a problem in your life anymore. And the problem with that is that this has deeply affected you, not only your sex life, but the way you see yourself. Maybe you start feeling like you're not that attractive. Maybe you're starting to feel lonely in your relationship. You feel like there's something wrong with you, that sex isn't important to you, to them. And you're not intimate anymore. You don't kiss as much, you don't cuddle, you don't hug. There isn't that spark between you two. And it starts to become like a job where you have to just do the deed, get it over with, get it done, and move on to the next month, hoping, praying, wishing that it will happen. You will connect. But really, you're just doing the act, and it's not meaningful. It's not intimate. It's not helping you build anything. It's just the motions and action. And you start feeling like a failure. You're ashamed to talk to other people about this and share that because this shouldn't be the way. And you start to feel really resentful towards your partner. And this is building a grudge. And so when the time does come, there aren't true emotions. And what's happening is that you're just doing the deed, but you're not feeling into it. So although, yes, the sexless marriage has taken a toll on the dynamic between you two, it's taken a toll on the way you see yourself, the way you perceive yourself. If you feel like you're attractive, if you feel like you're good enough for them, feel like they love you anymore. And it's also causing you to see them through a lens of they don't want to fulfill your needs. They don't care to make you happy. That they are selfish. They like certain things, but they won't reciprocate and give that back to you. And this starts taking a toll on our self-worth, of how we value ourselves. And sex is a part of how we value ourselves. If we believe we deserve it, how we like it. And it starts to mess with your mind in a sense where you start seeking perhaps other ways to feel good, to fill the void. And this too is breaking down the fabric of your marriage. So this is what you want to do. So it does become weekly. First and foremost, I highly suggest that you do the healing work necessary to heal the wounds and the way it's made you feel. Because we're not saying they're a bad person, but this whole concept of the sexless marriage has taken a toll on your identity of who you are. And we want to work through those emotions because you will bring those emotions into the bedroom. They will hinder you and affect you when that monthly time comes. And so we don't want that to be an ever revolving door in our mind where we're constantly going through these thoughts of ourselves, where we are thinking and feeling like we aren't good enough and that there's something wrong with us. And that this person is selfish and they don't think I'm sexy. And this starts to become a major issue in how you are perceiving yourself. So we want to heal that first. We want to break through those beliefs that you've created because of this situation and make that not how you see yourself, but see yourself as this beautiful, confident, attractive, sexy person. You want to radiate that through you. And that starts with how you think and feel about yourself. Your thoughts are electric and your emotions are magnetic, and that radiates through you. I mean, it's like when you feel a confident person walk into a room, you know they're confident. They exude that. And we need to do that same thing too. That's what will attract our partner. And the intimacy issue. There is a reason why you haven't been intimate. There's a lack of intimacy in your marriage. And so, again, we have identified ourselves in some ways with that. We're not worthy of love. We can't be loved by this person. They don't like to hug and kiss me. I'm okay with that. And we've tricked ourselves to believe these things when deep down inside we're yearning for them. So we want to heal all of those things. And secondly, we want to ensure that we can communicate effectively with our partner. And that comes down to how you see them and how you respond in those conversations. Now, I'm hosting an amazing workshop this weekend, this Saturday, on how to communicate in your relationship and resolve with compassion, because this needs that exact formula to be able to speak to the person where they don't get triggered, where they don't put up the defense wall, where they don't back you up and be like, hey, I'm not going there, but they are ready to engage and resolve, listen, and problem solve with you. So we need to cultivate a different way of how we communicate. And we've learned to communicate and to relate to people from the time we were born. And we have a very poor way of communicating our needs and expressing that to our partner, especially when we're not feeling good inside. So there is a necessary part of you that needs to work through that space of when these situations happen, when that conversation is about to arise, where you're at your wit's end and you need to talk about this, to the point of talking about it, there's a space in between there where we get to choose how we're going to speak. And there is an incredible formula to help you break through the barriers so you can present that information. And we coach our partner in engaging this way. And we ask them, hey, are you willing to resolve this problem in a different way that we've never resolved problems before? And because they love you, they'll say yes. And that's when we bring out this incredible formula. And then last but not least, how do we make this lasting? How do we make this lasting? What we do is we have to continuously pour in to our partner and ourselves. Make us, the relationship, the marriage, a priority. So many times we make stress, what's going on in the family, the world news, what's happening for dinner, the biggest priorities in our lives. This is the topic of conversation. And we need to learn how to spend different ways with our partner, not talking about that stuff, but building intimacy in a way where actually it cultivates that mood. We generate that feeling within us. Our libido will grow and stimulate when we respond this way, rather than talking about what happened at work today, what's on the news right now, what Bob did down the street, how our neighbor is already decorated for Christmas and we're behind, how Kenny needs help with his homework. Like, no, we need to engage in that time differently, but prioritizing one another so you can build that intimate bond. So it isn't just monthly. You are making your libido crave it daily? Sure, why not? It's not about quantity, it's about quality. If you don't even have the quantity, what's the quality of that once a month? Then we want to see what the quality is of that once a week. And you know what? Make that a wonderful experience. So there's lots to get down to in the nitty gritty of this. So you can transmute this. And it starts with you. And if your partner is willing, they will support you through this. And in their time, they'll realize your commitment and they have a path to choose. I get it. Takes two to tango. But once they see that you're invested and you want to make this change and it's important to you and we've communicated that effectively to them, again, they have two paths to choose. Join you, follow and do what's necessary to reclaim the marriage, or two, sayonara. And that's their choice that they will be at a crossroads with. And I'm pretty certain most people will choose the first one because they do deeply love you. They don't want to end this marriage, but there's just been some disconnect. And that's what we want to heal, is that disconnect through these three incredible necessary components in order to make this a weekly thing. So if you would love some help with that, send me a message in pure confidence. Let's talk about it. And also, if you're interested in this communication masterclass, which I am telling you is a game changer in how you communicate yourself in a relationship so they do understand, so you can resolve and even agree to disagree, but love each other at the end of the day, then the link to register is in the comment box below. Hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.